Welcome back. Okay, this is our last half hour with my two ladies flanking me on left and right. And before the break, we were having an interesting conversation about dance. It turns out that. Repite.
It turns out that.
¿Qué significa?
Sucede que.
Resulta que, sucede que. Yeah, resulta que. It turns out that our friend sitting on my left, Marisa, the Australian with Italian blood, her father and mother are Italian. It turns out that Marisa was the national ballroom dance champion of Australia. Campeona nacional de baile de salón de Australia a los 18 años. And then the next 5 years, she was the New South Wales champion. So she's a good dancer. Ask me if I'm a good dancer.
Are you a good dancer?
No, I'm not. Ask me if I think I have the potential to be a good dancer.
Do you think you have the potential to be a good dancer?
Yes, I do. Ask me why.
Why do you think so?
Because I've always been good at sports. Very, very good at sports. Ask Marisa if that is a good sign to be if that's a sign of a good dancer.
It's a good sign to be a good at sport, to be a good dancer.
Not necessarily. It depends on the sport, but it sure helps if you're very athletic.
Yeah, I was very good in the long jump, the high jump, the pole vault, the 100 and 200 meters dash. I was a sprinter.
Okay.
And also very good in American football. Fast.
Well,
right?
I mean, that helps a lot because in dancing you need to be able to sustain the dances, because when you dance in a competition, there are 5 you dance. Between dances, you have approximately a 1.5 minute break.
It's like boxing.
Yeah, kind of. So if you're athletic to start with, then you'll be able to sustain the rhythm.
Or the pace.
Or the pace.
Yeah, ritmo de todo. Okay, now ask her who she considers the best dancer, ballroom dancer of the 20th century.
Wow.
Who do you consider the best ballroom dancer of the 20th century? Century.
That's a hard one. Probably, I would say there are 2 couples. One is English. They were 5 times world champion. In the Latin, the surname is Fletcher from England, and also a couple from Scotland who were 5 times Latin champions from Scotland, and they probably, for me, stand out. They were the best.
Ask her if she considers the British the best in ballroom dancing.
Do you consider the British the best in ballroom dancing?
Yes, I do.
Ask her why the British are better than the rest.
Why do you think? Why are British better than the rest?
Because when you reach professional level in Britain, you have 1 teacher per dance. You don't have 1 teacher teaching you the 5 modern dances. You have 1 teacher teaching you per dance.
It's very expensive, I imagine.
Very, very expensive. But that teacher focuses on that 1 dance only. So you have 5 teachers for 5 dances.
Ask her if ballroom dancing is popular in Spain.
Is ballroom dance or dancer? Dancing, okay.
Baile salón is ballroom dancing.
Okay.
Ballroom is salón, pero para bailar. Okay, no salón de casa. Ballroom. And a ball is una gala.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's baile de gala, or habitación de gala is ballroom. So baile de habitación de gala, literalmente. Ballroom dancing. Ask her if ballroom dancing is popular in Spain.
Is ballroom dancing popular in Spain?
Spain.
In Spain.
No, Spain. Así dicen los australianos. Spain. Spain.
It's increasing more and more, but in Barcelona I noticed, I usually go to Barcelona when I can to watch the championships. Up in Barcelona they're very, very serious and very dedicated. As a social thing, ballroom dancing is very interesting for all people. But on a serious note, competitive note, Barcelona, Sabadell, you go up there and there is some top standard.
Ask her if the best in Spain are comparable with Australia.
Are the best in Spain comparable with Australians?
I would say so, yes. There are some top dancers in Spain, but in the north.
In the north. Ask her if she has been tempted to compete in Spain.
Have you been tempted to compete?
Tempted
to compete in Spain?
No.
To compete in Spain?
Okay.
No, not particularly.
Not particularly.
No.
Ask her who she considers the best Hollywood dancer from the movies.
Ooh.
Who do you consider the best Hollywood dancer?
From the
movies.
All-rounder Fred Astaire.
All-rounder, excuse me?
Fred Astaire.
All-round, in general?
In general, because he did different types of dancing, where Gene Kelly was more tap. He was excellent in tap, but as an all-rounder, Fred Astaire.
Fred Astaire. Okay, ask her if she has ever seen anybody who can dance as well as Fred Astaire.
Have you ever seen anybody who can dance as well as Fred Astaire?
No.
Never?
No.
Ask her what Fred Astaire's secret was.
What was Fred Astaire's secret?
I think it was because he was so light on his feet. He was a very thin man, and he had a lot of agility and was able to perform a lot of things, apart from talent, of course.
All right. Ask her what was, well, Gene Kelly, I have seen him do many types of dances that are not tap.
No, but his basic, his most that I've seen are tap.
Ask her if she knows how to tap dance.
Do you know how to tap dance?
I used to.
Ask her if she likes tap dance.
Do you like tap dance?
It's not my favorite, but I don't mind it.
Ask her if it's easy to learn to be a good tap dancer.
Is it easy to learn how to be a good dancer?
A tap
dancer.
Yeah.
If you don't mind your legs hurting a lot,
All right.
it's a lot of hard work to become a very good tap dancer.
All right. Ask her who the best female dancer was out of Hollywood.
Who was the best female dancer out of Hollywood?
Sí, saliendo de Hollywood, out of Hollywood.
Away from Hollywood?
No, from the Hollywood, group.
Sid Charisse.
Sid Charisse. Ask her where Sid Charisse was born.
Where
was?
Sid Charisse?
Sid Charisse.
Sid, F-C-I-D, como el Cid.
Ah, yeah?
No, that's Sid.
C-Y-D.
C-Y, el Cid con Y en medio.
Okay.
Sid Charisse.
Ah, okay. Where was Sid Charisse born?
I have no idea.
Ask me.
Where was Sid Charisse born?
Amarillo, Texas.
Yeah?
And she grew up there.
Oh, really?
Yes. Sid Charisse, you know very well. You've seen her many times.
Maybe.
But she, with Gene Kelly and with Fred Astaire, many, many times.
I'm sure.
She was always the best. And in some of the Gene Kelly, where Gene Kelly's dancing and a sinister, dark woman comes out,
yes.
you know, and that's Sid Charisse.
Yes.
All right. And she was with Donald O'Connor, too, with many others,
many.
you know. And ask her if her son knows how to dance.
Does your son know how to dance?
Not ballroom, no.
No? Ask her if her husband knew how to dance.
Did your husband know how to dance?
I did teach him the samba.
Ask her why she didn't marry a good dancer.
Why didn't you marry a good dancer?
I fell in love with the wrong man.
She fell in with the wrong man.
I fell in love with the wrong man.
You fell in love with the wrong man.
No,
All right.
it's a joke.
All right. Yeah, ask her if she would like to turn back the clock.
Would you like to turn back the clock?
As far as marrying someone, probably yes.
All right, all right.
Yes.
Yeah. Ask me if I would like to turn back the clock.
Would you like to turn back the clock?
No, I wouldn't. It was a good decision. Okay, now.
So I have a question. What do you say tap dancing instead of claqué? It's not the same.
Tap.
Claqué.
Mira,
And why do we say claqué instead of tap
I don't know.
dancing?
Tell me to knock on the table.
Knock on the table.
Tell me to tap on the table.
Tap on the table.
Okay. And tap on the shoes. You have taps. They're called taps.
Okay.
You see, like okay. And we say tap dancing. You say claqué.
But why does claqué?
Why do you say claqué?
Why do we say claqué?
I don't know. It's your language, not mine.
I thought it was an English.
I thought?
It was
English.
an English word.
Claqué?
Yes,
No.
I don't know why.
No?
Okay.
It might come from French.
Maybe.
French
Okay.
vocab of
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah, it could be. Okay.
Maybe also too, depends how you translate that word, because the taps, when they're put on the shoes, okay, they're screwed in, but they're not tight. They have a certain amount of movement. And that's
Clack.
where the noise comes in.
Okay.
Clack, 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 clack.
All right,
Yeah.
good. Ask her if she has tap shoes.
Do you
Tap.
have tap shoes?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. All right. And ask her how old she was. Well, ask her how many years ago she stopped dancing.
How many years ago did you stop dancing?
Actually, stop dancing, probably about 14 years ago.
14 years ago. Ask her
Almost.
if she misses it a lot.
Do you miss it a lot?
Yes, I do.
All right. Ask her if she's looking for a partner now.
Are you looking for a partner now?
Well, I'm not actually looking for a partner, but if one comes my way, I won't say no.
All right. Ask her if she would accept a partner if he was 24.
Okay. Would you accept a partner if it were 24?
If he were.
If he
he were.
were. 24?
Yes, of course.
All right. Yeah, because she's met my son. And she wants to ask her if she has ever danced with my son.
Have you ever danced with his son?
Yes, I have.
Ask her if he dances well.
Does he dance well?
Yes, he does.
Ask her if he leads her or if she leads him.
Does he lead you? Or do you lead him?
Okay.
Do you lead him? Okay.
Vamos a mirar la mecánica aquí.
Yeah.
Does he lead you or do you lead him?
Okay, so two. Okay.
Yeah, you need to repeat the auxiliary verb.
Okay. Does he lead you or do you lead him?
On that occasion, I was leading.
Ask her what she means on that occasion.
What do you mean with that occasion?
On that last occasion that I danced with him.
You led him.
Well, yes, because he kept saying, okay, you lead. And I'm going, no, you lead. I was leading without meaning to lead.
Ask her if my son knows all 10 dances. All 10 dances, the Latin and the modern.
Does his son know how to dance all 10 dances?
I don't think he does, no. I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
Ask her if he's better with Latin or modern.
Her?
Ask her if he...
Okay. Is he better with Latin dances or with classic? Or
with modern.
Modern dances.
I think he'd be good with both, but I think Latin would be his specialty.
All right, good. And tell her to ask me how old my son was when he started to dance.
Ask him how old his son was when he learned...
When he started to dance.
When he started to dance.
How old was your son when he started to dance?
He was about 14. Ask me why he started.
Why did he start?
Because a famous dancer and dance instructor here in Spain kept coinciding with him at the Coke machine and saying, why don't you come? You see, my daughter was going, always.
Yes.
And Charlie, a very famous black dancer here in Spain. And my son always accompanied my wife and was waiting to pick up my daughter.
Okay.
And my son is very mucho desparpajo. He's always... And Charlie, I said, well, yeah, I want you to come next year. And finally he convinced him. And so my son started dancing. Okay. And Charlie was strict with him and transformed him into a fairly good dancer. Okay?
Yeah,
fairly good dancer. Good. Yeah. Ask me if I have ever taken ballroom dancing.
Have you ever taken ballroom dance?
Yeah, dancing. Yes, I have. Ask me how old I was when I started lessons.
How old were you when you started lessons?
I was about 14. Ask me how long I stayed with the lessons.
How long did you stay with the lessons?
I think 1 week, 2. Ask me why I didn't continue.
Why didn't you continue?
Because I didn't like dancing with people I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a private person.
It's a little bit embarrassing, I think.
Yeah. Ask her if she was embarrassed at the beginning.
Were you embarrassed at the beginning?
Not embarrassed. It did feel strange.
All right. Ask her how long it took her to start. Ask her if she knew immediately that she wanted to be a dancer.
Did you know immediately that you wanted to be a dancer?
Oh, yes.
Immediately?
From when I was very young.
Ask her if it was her mother's idea to send her to dance school.
Was it your mother's idea? Was it your mother's idea to
send you
to dancing?
Initially, when I was very young, yes. But later on, no. It was my idea.
Ask her how old she was when she went to her first dance class.
How old were you when you went to your first dancing class?
In what style?
No, the very first.
Very first, 4.5.
4.5, classical.
4.5.
All right, ask her if she liked classical ballet at the beginning.
Did you like classical ballet at the beginning?
No.
You didn't? Ask her why.
Why didn't you like it?
It was a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work. Ask her if her mother forced her to go.
Did your mother force you to go? Forced you to go.
Force you.
Forced you.
To go.
Yes, she did.
Ask her if she's glad her mother forced her.
Are you glad your mother forced you?
Yes, I am.
Ask her if she thinks parents should force their children in certain things.
Do you think parents should force their children in certain areas? Or?
I think when it comes to sport, I think one thing they have to do is once they start something, they must finish. It teaches them discipline. You can't allow them to say after 1 or 2 weeks, I don't like it, I want to do this. I think they must at least stay with it at least 1 year and then change if they don't want to. But I think you need to teach them discipline. That's my way of doing it.
Ask Marissa if she has any brothers and sisters.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have 2 brothers.
Ask her if they know how to dance.
Do they know how to dance?
Not at all.
Not at all. All right, ask her if they're older than she is.
Are they older than you are?
One is
Older?
Older than you are.
One is younger.
All right, ask her if she has much contact with her brothers.
Do you have much contact with your brothers?
No, I
You
don't.
Ask her if she gets along with them.
Do you get along with them?
My younger brother, yes.
All right, but you get along with your older brother too. Yeah.
When his wife allows me.
Okay. Ask her if her older brother's wife is her best friend.
If your older
Is your older brother's wife? Older.
Okay. Is your older brother's wife your best friend?
No. I'm afraid not.
Ask her if they get along.
Do you get along?
Yeah, I live in Spain. She lives in Australia. It's easy to get
It's
along.
easy to get along.
All right, it's easy to get along. Ask her when the last time was she saw. Well, ask her what this woman's name is.
What's this woman's name?
Carrie.
Carrie, like the movie Carrie.
No, spelled K-E-R-R-I-E.
All right, okay, fine. Does she have powers like the other Carrie? No?
I have not. I'm in trouble.
Carrie, okay, ask her when the last time was she spoke to Carrie.
When was the last time you spoke to Carrie?
Back in 2004.
In 2004.
July.
July. Ask her when the last time was she went to Australia.
When was the last time you went to Australia?
Christmas 2006.
Ask her if she saw Carrie in 2006.
Did you see Carrie in 2006?
No, I didn't.
All right, ask her if her brother and Carrie live in Sydney.
Do your brother and Carrie live in the same city together?
Yes, they live together.
They
in
live
Sydney.
together in Sydney. Okay, you didn't understand that.
Okay,
All
I
right.
understood
Now,
city.
ask her if they have ever come to Spain.
Have they ever come to Spain?
No, they haven't.
Ask her if her other brother has ever come to Spain.
Has your other brother came to
Brother?
Spain? Brother came to Spain.
Try again. Ask her if her other brother has ever come to Spain.
Has your other brother ever come to Spain?
Ahí está, una vez más, ya está.
Has your other brother ever come to Spain?
He has come to Spain, but not while I was living here, well before I came to live here.
Ask her why he came here.
Why did he came here? Why did he come here?
Why did he?
Why did he come here?
He was on a world trip on his honeymoon,
On his honeymoon.
and he
Okay.
visited many, many countries. Spain was one of them.
Ask her if he's still married to the same woman.
Is he still married to the same woman?
No, he's not.
Oh, it's a pity. After going around the world. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Ask her how many times he's been married.
Her
Ask her
brother.
how. Yeah, her brother.
Okay. How many times has he been brother?
Been
Oh my God. Has he been married?
He's been married twice.
Twice. Okay. Ask her if he's married now.
Is he married now?
Yes, he is.
Okay, good. Now, ask her if her parents have come to Spain while she has been living here.
Did your parents?
Sus padres viven.
Okay. Have your parents come to Spain while you were living?
While you have been.
While you have been here?
Claro que sigue aquí.
Yeah, you're right.
Have your parents come while you've been here? Repeat.
Have your parents come when you have
While
you have been here?
No, they haven't.
Ask her if she has ever invited her parents to Spain.
Have you ever invited your parents to come to Spain?
Parents.
Parents.
Yes, I have.
Ask her if it's too expensive for them.
Is it too expensive for them?
No, it's not a question of money. It's a question of health.
Health. All right. Ask her how long her parents have been in fragile health.
How long have your parents been in?
Parents, ¿qué es?
Okay. How long
¿Cómo se
have
dice en
you-
australiano?
Yeah.
Parents.
¿Cómo se dice en tejano? Parents.
Pe.
So pay attention to the Texan and the Aussie.
Yes.
Parents, no parents. Ask her how long her parents have been in fragile, there's two pronunciations. Fragile health.
How long have your parents been in fragile health?
Approximately 10 years.
For 10 years, okay. Ask her if they were upset when she left Australia.
Were they upset when they left?
When you.
When you left Australia?
Well, yes, of course.
Ask her if they often asked her to come back.
Did they often ask you to come back?
Ax is una cha.
Okay, ask you.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Que ask you.
Yeah.
Ask her, are you okay?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Sorry.
Ask her if they often asked her to come back.
Did they often ask you?
Ask you.
Yes. Did they often ask you to come back? Sí, los confundieron. Did they often ask you to come back?
Good.
Yes, they do.
They did. Or they still do.
They still
They
do.
still do.
All right. Ask you.
Yes.
Ask me.
An ask. Yes.
Vamos a hacerlo. Pregúntame.
Ask me.
Pregúntale a él.
Ask him.
Pregúntale a ella.
Ask her.
Pregúntales.
Ask them.
Te pregunto.
Ask.
I ask you.
I ask you.
Ask you.
Ask you.
Ask you.
Ask you.
Ask you. Q. ¿Cómo se dice la letra Q en inglés?
Q.
Q. Ask you.
Ask you.
All right. So do they often ask you to go back?
Yes.
Ask her if she has ever thought about going back.
Have you ever thought about going back?
Not right now.
You know, ask her if she would like to go back when she retires.
Would you like to go back when you're retired?
When
When you're retired?
are you still
Sorry.
okay?
I'm still okay.
All
I'm
right.
surviving.
Yeah.
You want some water?
I'm drinking it.
All right, good. Cuando te jubiles.
Yeah.
¿Cómo se dice?
Retired.
No, eso es jubilado.
Ah,
O
okay. When
jubilé.
you retire.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to come back when you
No,
retire?
to go back.
To go back when you retire.
That will depend on my circumstances.
Ask her if she will go back if she has enough money to retire in Australia. Will you?
Will you go back if you had enough money to?
No, esto es futuro condicional.
If you have
Right.
enough money to
Okay,
retire.
ask her if she will go. Will.
Okay.
Ask her if she will go back to Australia if she has enough money to retire there.
Will you go back to Australia if you have enough money to retire
There?
there?
It won't be a question of money. It will depend on my family, how many surviving members are left, and my friends.
Ask her if her son has ever been interested in moving to Australia.
Is your son?
Ask her if her son has ever
Okay.
been interested.
Has your son ever been interested in going to Australia?
Good.
Going back?
Yeah, pero ¿puedes repetir?
Has your son ever been interested
Good.
in going back to Australia?
Yes.
He has.
Yes, he has been interested.
Ask her if he wants to go back.
Does he want to go back?
Not to live permanently, but to work there for a couple of years.
Okay, ask her if she would go with him if he went back.
Would you go with him if he goes back?
No. Ahora sí, es el condicional del presente. Ask her if she would go with him if he went back.
Okay. Would you go with him if he went back?
Of course.
You would.
Yes.
Ask her, well, you would go back. For example, ask her if she would go back next year if he went next year. Would you?
Would you go back if he went
Next year.
Next year
If he?
went?
Ask her if she would go back next year if he went back next year.
Oh my God. Sorry, repeat.
Okay, ask her if she would go back if he went back next year.
Would you go back if he went back next year?
Not initially. I would give him a period of time to see if he liked it.
Ask her if she would return if he decided to settle in Australia.
Would you return if he decided to settle in Australia?
That's a difficult question. I'm not sure.
Well, you said you would go back if he went back.
Of course, but then if he gets married and has a family of his own, I'm not sure that I would want to be there. My friends are here in Spain now,
Okay,
in
fine.
my life.
All right, ask her if she has ever thought about buying a house in Australia.
Have you ever thought about buying a house in Australia?
If I could afford it, yes.
Ask her if the houses are expensive in Australia.
Are the houses expensive in Australia?
Depends which part of Australia, but in Sydney, very expensive.
All right. Ask her if she bought a house, if she would buy it in Sydney. If you bought a house, ask her if she bought a house, she would buy it in Sydney.
Okay.
If you
bought a house, would you live in Australia?
would you
or
buy
in
it?
Sydney?
Would you buy it?
Ah,
You understand?
Okay.
Ask her if she bought a house, if she would buy it in Sydney.
okay. If you bought a house, would you buy it in Sydney?
If I could afford it, yes.
All right. Ask her if the houses in Sydney are more expensive than in Madrid or Barcelona.
Are the houses in Sydney more expensive than here in Madrid or Barcelona?
No, not more. It's pretty well comparative.
It's comparative. Okay.
Yes.
Ask me how many nice houses you can buy in Texas for the price of one studio apartment in Madrid.
How many nice houses can you buy in Texas for the price of one studio apartment in Madrid?
2 or 3.
Wow.
It's very, very cheap, especially with the now with the exchange rate.
Okay.
The exchange rate is completely out of line. All right.
Okay.
Well, it's time for us to say goodbye. It's time for us to
Okay.
time for you to say goodbye because I'm coming back for more. I'll be back in just a few minutes. It's an interesting conversation. Maybe I'll bring one of them back, but I'm not sure. I'll see you in 5 minutes' time.